From the PEN studios, this is the Imperfect Moms Club with your hosts, Lisa and Brittany.
This week on Imperfect, the ladies talk about birthday parties. Everything you need to know for planning a great party in the coming year. And keep listening for a simple ice cream surprise. All in this edition of Imperfect.
Hey everybody, today we are going to talk about kids' birthday parties because, Brittany, Molly just turned 4, right, yesterday?
Yeah, we just had our party yesterday.
Nice.
I can't believe she's 4. It goes so fast.
Yeah,
it goes so fast.
That's crazy. And so Lily turned 2 recently, and so I figured it was like, this is a good topic for us to talk about since it's still fresh. So in the first segment, I wanted to talk about different birthday party trends for 2021 and just some cool birthday party ideas. The first one is actually really cool. So I've never thought about it before. And I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. Can I do it for my birthday? So in-person or virtual escape rooms.
That sounds fun.
So I'm not even kidding. Like my 32nd birthday, like we're doing an escape room. Like I'd have, you don't think about that. I don't know. Plus, like, because of COVID and stuff, you don't think about it. But I mean, if you get like a small group of people together, but then they also say virtual escape rooms. I'm not really sure how that would work. I'm assuming you can find, I don't know, maybe like clues online, or maybe there's some company online that does the escape rooms virtually. They'll just like send you clues over email, or I don't know.
And then you can dress up and you can all be sitting there in your Zoom meeting and like everyone's like in costume for like the theme. I love that. And also like you don't have to dress up like the whole body, just your upper half needs to be dressed and your bottom half is in pajamas, And everyone just bring your own cake, bring your own, and everyone just, hang out. That would be fun. I like that idea. I want a whole
cake to myself. That sounds great.
No
and then, so number 2 is outdoor movie night.
Yeah.
So this is a good one too. Because just think about it, you can set up a screen outside and have snacks and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I don't know, it's neat. Like I love movie nights, but then outdoor movie nights, like that makes it even cooler.
Yeah.
That makes it cooler. And the third one that I saw was camp out themed party. So that kind of goes together. Like you can make s'mores and stuff like that outside. Like somebody, like the picture on the article had a dad was like roasting marshmallows there was like how people on their decks or patios, they have like a central just little fire or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's so neat. Like you could just roast marshmallows in your backyard. Like
I've seen people do this where they don't just use like the chocolate Hershey bar for the s'more. They'll bring in like Reese's cups or I don't know, any candy bar you want. You can just try it out. Or you get I think they're made by Keebler. They're those little like shortbread cookies that have chocolate on them. They're like stripy, but there's like full chocolate on the bottom. Use those instead of graham crackers and chocolate. You just get those cookies and smash a marshmallow in between and just, it's good. It's good.
God, that sounds so good. Wait, like I'm really hungry now.
I know. We're going to go eat all the sweets after recording.
Oh my God. And then this one, have a sweet or food truck swing by. So that's pretty cool. Like you can just get like an ice cream truck or something to come by your house.
I've never eaten from a food truck. No, that's not true. I did eat from a food truck last summer. That was my first time ever. I got tacos. Oh, so good.
So I'm 31 and I still get so excited when I hear an ice cream truck. Like you just hear that song. And then like my inner child is like, go, run, grab cash and go. I think recently, like we were at home or something and the girls, like I'm watching the girls and I heard that like song, like in the distance. And it's so like, I have like eagle ears or something. Like, it's just weird. So I heard it, it was like far away, but I heard it. And I told Paul, I was like, can I go real quick? And he was like, you're kidding, right? And I was like, I guess so. I guess I'm joking. I'll stay here, whatever.
No, I'm like, you know what? No, just own it. Like the other day, I got a Happy Meal. It was a bad day. And I'm like, I'm getting a Happy Meal and I don't even care. And you know what? The toy like totally sucked. It did not live up to my expectations.
Oh.
But I got that little red box with a little smiley face on it. And I was like, yes, give me that chocolate milk. Give me my apple slices. I mean, it did boost my mood a little bit. So
good. Well, I mean, it's a Happy Meal. You can't be sad when you're eating a Happy Meal.
No.
You know, it's impossible. And then, so this one actually is pretty cool. It's like not really like a party, but it just says volunteer. So like for your birthday, like you can just get a group of like your friends together and go do some good, like go volunteer somewhere. And I think that's awesome. You know, like we never think about that for like birthday party ideas, but I feel like that'd be really cool. And it, you know, it teaches the kids, I mean, depending on their ages, obviously, but it like teaches the kids to help people and stuff. And I don't know, I think that's neat.
Yeah, you could totally take a group of kids to the park and clean up trash, or take them to a thing to help out at what do they call them? Profit-free centers. I can't remember. Like I don't know. Have them help out somewhere in the community, and then afterwards, like go get some ice cream or something. You know, like end on a sweet note. That would be really memorable.
Yeah, it would be really memorable. Yeah, like that's a really cool idea. I think I want to do that someday. That'd be fun. And I mean, there's always opportunities to volunteer. Like you can like go anywhere, and you know, and Lily loves helping, and she loves doing stuff, and she's always like picking up trash and handing it to me. So so I'm sure we can go, you know. And I took her on a walk in our neighborhood, and she stopped at every leaf on the ground and picked it up and gave it to me. Like she was cleaning the neighborhood of all the leaves. And so like after like the 20th one, I was like, okay, like we don't have to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, but they're leaves. It's okay. But then she'll see like actual trash, and then, you know, she picks it up. I'm like, yeah, good job, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know. So I thought that those were really neat ideas. And the rest of them are just, you know, like kids shows themed, like Paw Patrol, Harry Potter, Minecraft, mermaids, you know, whatever your kid is into. But I wanted to share those 5 because I thought they were really cool and I never thought about them before. So
have you seen Target themed birthdays? Like the store Target? Like it's a thing. I kind of want one for myself. Like I think some little kid did it on Instagram first, and then it like blew up. Like she wanted a Target birthday, and I can't remember everything they did, but they made like a cake with a bullseye on it, and everything was red and white. There might have been like miniature shopping carts involved. I can't remember, but then that kind of became like a thing where people started doing Target birthdays, and then it morphed into Chick-fil-A birthdays.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that sounds just really cool. Like I want a Hobby Lobby birthday or a Michael's Craft Store birthday.
Yes,
or
Hobby Lobby. Oh my God.
I don't know exactly how that would work, but yes, please give it to me.
So my best friend actually introduced me to Hobby Lobby. It was the weekend of my wedding, and she was one of my bridesmaids, and we're just, you know, we're hanging out. I think my other bridesmaid was like getting her nails retouched or something like that. But she was like, do you want to go to Hobby Lobby? And I was like, I've never been there. And she was like, what? And so we went to Hobby Lobby, and I walked in there and I was like, oh my God. And so we found stuff for the reception. Like we found a sign that said reserved for like our table, and just, you know, it's like the weekend of my wedding, and here I am still buying things for anyway. But yeah, I don't know. We did that. So at that time they were doing that trend that was like you pose near the flowers in Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I remember that
because we had to. I was like, well, we're here, like we might as well do the Hobby Lobby challenge or something like that. I don't know what it was called, but anyway, what are some of ideas that you have for children's parties?
Okay, so for their first birthday, I like to pick the theme because it's their first birthday. So they have like no opinion yet.
Yeah.
Like right now, everything is Anna and Elsa, and I'm just sick of it. I'm so over it. So I knew when I had girls, I was like, okay, they're like going to want a princess party every year for the rest of their lives. So this is my one chance to do something fun.
Yeah.
So for Claire's first birthday, I did Little Red Riding Hood, and it was so cute.
That's awesome.
Cupcakes. My sister-in-law is like a professional baker, so I'm like, I would like cupcakes. and she took graham crackers, crushed them up, dyed them green so it looked like moss, and she like dunked the cupcake in it so it looked like it was covered in moss, and then she made teeny weeny little mushrooms out of like modeling chocolate or something, and she stabbed them in there, and then we had like a little tiered tray that was made out of like wood chunks that from like my backyard. And she had like, Clara had like a little red hood that she wore. It was the cutest thing ever. I loved it.
Cute.
Yeah. And then for Molly, I did like a carnival circus thing. So it was in the backyard and I had all these carnival games set up. Like we had this wood shed and I put balloons all over the shed, and I had darts and you could throw the darts. I had like the game with like all the rubber duckies in like a little kiddie pool, and you had to like fish for the rubber ducky. I made a claw machine like with one of those little like claw toys from the dollar store, and it had candy inside, and you had to reach in with the claw and get candy and put it in the chute, and it was just the cutest thing ever. And she had like this little clown dress thing, but it was cute, like not creepy. It was fun. It was great. Yeah.
Oh my God. I love kids' birthday parties. Like I feel like I've become a mom, and now like my life is actually like started, and now I'm like doing all the stuff that I'm like, yes, like I secretly always wanted to do, but like it's creepy if you're just an adult at a kid's birthday party and you don't have a child.
Yeah.
So I couldn't just like go hang out at one. But yeah, for Lily's birthday, I don't know, like I feel like her birthday, so it's strange to me that I've only planned 2 child birthday parties, because I feel like I've been a mom for like 20 years already. So it's weird to think that I've only done 2, but yeah, so for her first birthday party, we did the smash cake.
Yeah.
Because I love cake. Like I love cake. Cake is like always the most important part for me, is just gotta have a nice cake. And so we got a cake, and then we smashed it, and she got it like all over everywhere. And what's cool is that 1-year-olds can't eat a whole cake by themselves. So then mommy has to help. And that's like my favorite part. Anyway, I think at one point she was sleepy, and so she like rubbed her eyes, but her hands were like full of cake. So I think after the party, we had to like just put her completely in the bath with her dress on and stuff. But I bought some decorations. I feel like her birthdays, both of them snuck up on me. And I think it's because like part of me just doesn't believe that she's growing up, And so I'm just like, no, I have time. Like I have time. And then it's like a week away and I'm like, oh crap. Like I need to, if I'm going to do something, I need to do something now, So I just, I got some decorations. Amazon had this really cool banner that said, wonderful, but it was WONE, I don't know, but anyway, it was neat. And so I just put that around our living room. Just nothing too, like I see on Instagram all the time, like people have like, just like they spent like so much money on their kids' birthday parties. And I'm like, it still looked nice, It looked nice. I didn't have to spend a ton of money, and it was cute and fun. And I mean, there's that part of, us as moms that we're always like, man, no, you should have spent more money. You should have done this, whatever. So I had that little voice. It's like, you could have made this so much better, Lisa, but I don't know. It was still cute. I don't know. And then second birthday that she had a couple months ago was Puppy Dog Pals themed. So I just bought a huge, it was like a huge picture of all the puppies, so she could take pictures in front of it. And so it was kind of like she's with the puppies. And then I got, some banners and stuff. And but I don't know, we did it at my mom's house in San Antonio. But yeah, so like I've only done 2 parties, but I think that that's about as intricate as I'd probably get. I don't know. Maybe if I get crafty, if I wake up one day and I'm suddenly like a crafty mom, then I'll probably do cool stuff, but I'm not that person. So, so I'm just, I buy as much as I can, like, on a budget, like mom's on a budget. I don't need to, like, we don't need to be spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I will spend money on a cake though. I will spend money on a nice cake because because I like cake. Like I said, I found another list of stuff. It just kind of has like themes by age. And I just want to talk about two that I think are really cool. So one is a mud run party. So just basically just kids playing in the mud, and you can set up obstacles.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I think it's so cool. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, man, I want to, obviously, like I would probably also set up like a washing station outside so that nobody's like walking in my house with mud all over them. But yeah, that sounds really fun. And then the other one that I thought was really fun was dragon theme. So you have like, they're dressed up as dragons or knights or damsels, and they're like role playing. Like the knights are like fighting with little like rubber swords. I don't know. I thought that was really cool. But yeah.
All right. So we are going to take a quick little commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about planning birthday parties. I've got a couple tips and we'll jump right into it.
The Imperfect Moms Club is brought to you by...
Look at that, huh? So they just magically showed up. I mean, literally, I just opened the door and they were there.
I ordered them, honey.
Oh.
We are very happy with our new Casper.
The Comfort is like a Lucius cloud, one of the softer clouds. But it's also a firm cloud, like a Oratio cloud. Always want to be a weatherman. Guess who I am?
It's the most exciting thing that's happened in our bedroom in a long time. A long time. Right?
I was on the fence about changing from a manual to an electric toothbrush, but my hygienist said going electric could lead to way cleaner teeth. She said get the one inspired by dentists, with the round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's gentle rounded brush head removes more plaque along the gum line for cleaner teeth and healthier gums. And unlike Sonicare, Oral-B is the first electric toothbrush brand accepted by the ADA for its effectiveness and safety.
What an amazing clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
This is the Imperfect Moms Club on PEN. Get in touch with the show through the PEN listener hotline at 833-PODS-NET. That's 833-763-7638. And now, back to the Imperfect Moms Club on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
All right, welcome back. And so we're going to talk about planning birthday parties. I like the planning part. Do you like the planning part, Lisa?
So I do. I just wish that I gave myself more time to plan. Because like I always have these awesome planning ideas. I'm like, yes, I want to do this. But then I look at the calendar and I'm like, oh, well.
Ain't got time for that. Like, oh, I was going to crochet a whole outfit. Well, I guess that's not happening because it's tomorrow. Like
crochet a whole outfit. Who am I?
Yeah, I love the planning part. I'll start thinking about their birthday a month or two before. Mm-hmm. And I always make a Pinterest board. That's how I like plan. I'm very visual.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. So I'll start with a Pinterest board and I try to be really good and only post things that I actually can make or actually can buy, like that are reasonable, Mm-hmm. So I'll post all of those. And then after I get like all my ideas together, I'll start scouring Amazon, and I'm looking for like party favors or decorations or whatever. Like for Molly's carnival birthday, I bought like those popcorn bag things with the red stripes.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And like I just got like a pack of those, and then popcorn's super cheap. So I just, filled them with popcorn, and there you go. And then I got like 50 rubber duckies for like $20 or something. It really wasn't that bad. And I already had a kiddie pool. So I did that. Now I also you can also get like party favors and stuff. I only sent out paper invitations like one time. And then I was like, forget that. So I like using Facebook events for my parties.
Yeah.
So you can make up your own event. You can put whatever time, location, whatever. You can see who's coming or who can't come, who's unsure. You can update the event in case of bad weather. And we've had to do that before. We were going to have an outside party. And then because it was going to rain, we moved it to this other place. And so I could post it on there and everyone got it at the same time.
Yeah.
You can share like directions or like gift ideas. Like if someone's like, oh, well, what shoe size does so-and-so wear? I want to buy her some cute shoes. You can just put it all right there.
Yeah.
And Facebook tends to notify people the day of the event that the event's happening. So like, don't forget, which I appreciate because I'm like, okay, it's coming, you know, I need to know it's coming. And it just kind of sends a little reminder like, hey, you have an event coming, you know? So I like that. Another thing I started doing was ordering my cakes from Walmart. Walmart has seriously stepped up its game for cakes. Like it's not what it used to be when I was a kid. And I like it because you can order it online so you don't have to talk to anybody. Like I hate talking on the phone or going to the place and I'm trying to fill out the form or explain to the guy what I want and I just can't get it out. And I'm like, anxiety, social anxiety, like, no, can't do it. And so there's like pictures. So like this last time I let Molly pick it out and she could look at the pictures and be like, I want the Elsa one. I'm like, but don't you want the mermaid one? Like, that's really cute. No, I want Elsa. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll do Elsa. And you can pick like all your flavors and you know what you want the cake to say. Yeah. So I really like that. And then you can pay for it online. So then all you do is just walk in the store and say, hey, I'm here to pick up a cake for so-and-so. And they just put it in your cart and you walk away. Like you don't have to talk to anybody. Nice. It's great. I love it. And then the last thing I try to do when the party's actually happening is I try to have music going, try to have music playing to like set the mood kind of like if you're doing a carnival, then play like circus music or, you know, you could play medieval music if you're doing like a castle thing. And cute. Yeah, so it kind of like sets the mood. It can get the kids excited, or if you need them to chill out, you can play like calmer music. And then for me, it helps in conversation, like small talk with like the awkward pauses. Like I hate those pauses because I feel like I have to fill the void. And that's when I start saying something like really stupid or, you know, I start fumbling over myself and I'm tripping.
Oh my God, that's me.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, you better keep talking because you got to fix it. And then they're going to think you're weird, but actually I'm just digging my hole deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So I just need to like stop talking, but I can't. So if there's like a pause in the conversation, it's easier for me to not feel it if there's music happening because there's already something going on. So, yeah.
That's cool. I never actually thought about like playing music. I don't know. I get so focused on. So the three things that I worry about when planning is number one, cake, obviously. Like the people listening to this are going to be like, oh my God, Lisa, like stop talking about cake. But like you don't understand. Okay. Anyway,
hey, it's an obsession that doesn't hurt anybody. It makes everyone happy. Everyone
exactly. Like I'm not hurting anybody. So number one is cake. Number two is decorations. And then number three is like activities. Like I want, you know, there to be something to do. But I mean, you know, Lily's still really small, so she doesn't really need much as far as activities, but I'm going to be really excited as she gets older so I can start like coming up with like more elaborate like activities for them to do. Because I remember having birthday parties when I was growing up and like I always had so much fun and, you know, my mom made sure that we had a lot of activities and stuff. And like there's, you know, we would always go to fun places and I don't know. So I kind of wanted to like pass that along and stuff. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know, just birthday party, like kids parties are just the best. Like they're just great. They're the best.
It's fun.
You know, and if you have adults, you know, you have the parents going and the parents are going to stay there. I mean, you can also like offer some wine to the moms or something, you know, some like grown-up snacks. Like I bought like this really nice like cheese and cracker board for, you know, for because the only people going were like my friends because she doesn't really have her own like friends yet really. So you know, so I wanted to make sure that like they weren't just eating like a 2-year-old birthday cake.
Yeah, like I mean, that's tiny corn dogs.
But yeah, so I bought that. I don't know, it's fun. I don't know. I was like meant to be like a mom. Like, I don't know, I love all this stuff. It's really fun.
I think renting a bouncy castle could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like I feel like if you had a bouncy castle, you could keep the rest like pretty much to a minimum. Like, yeah, like have some food, but I feel like you wouldn't need to necessarily decorate as much because the kids are gonna like be in the castle, like working off all their sugar,
Yeah.
you know? And like, what kid doesn't like a bouncy castle?
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun as long as the weather's nice. You know, or I've seen people get little ones and put them in their basements for their kids. And I'm like, that's smart. I need to do that. I mean, I also do all my crafting in my basement. So I don't know where all that would go. But so have you, wait, I don't think you have. You've never done like a piñata at one of Lily's birthday parties, right?
No.
Okay. So tip number one, if you're doing a piñata, you need to get the piñata 1 to 2 weeks before the party so your kids can play with it before it's destroyed, because
that's a good idea.
They will cry tears of just pure agony when that thing is broken in a million pieces. They're like, but I love my unicorn.
I didn't think about that.
It's like the head goes flying off or something. Like, I'm like, okay, we need to have this thing in our house beforehand. And I tell them, this is a piñata. It will be filled with candy. It will be broken, but you may enjoy it for the next 14 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get it early. And I think there's a video on YouTube of some little girl's unicorn piñata, and she's like clutching it. And she's like, how dare you? I love him. And it's just the cutest and saddest thing ever. So get your piñatas early.
All right. I will remember that. Yeah. Cause that's, I never would have thought of that. Cause Lily would definitely bawl her eyes out if, anyway, cause she's in the mind phase. So like everything's like mine. And, speaking of the mind phase, the other day I had fed Holly, and it was time for Holly to do some tummy time, and so like I was trying to put her down, and Lily goes, "No, that's my ground."
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Like, well, damn. Like, so
she has
I
like
had
a
to
map of the house, and she's got it like sectioned off.
oh my God. So I told Lily, I was like, okay, well, Holly's gonna borrow it for a minute.
Can she get a visa? Okay. She's going to be here for a second. Okay, that's great. I love it. I have one more piñata thing. I don't know why am I thinking about piñatas all of a sudden? I didn't write them down, but it's like coming to me. So if you're doing a piñata and there are younger children involved who maybe, or in the mind phase where I'm like, it's not mine, my candy. Like, or you have one who's like a little bit shyer who might not lunge in the middle to get candy. Put the candy in bags, like pre-made little baggies, like, those little party favor bags.
Yeah.
You just put them up and like, okay, there's going to be 10 kids, maybe make 11 bags, like always throwing an extra one in there because you never know. And that way, when the candy falls out, it's already in the bag. No one can fight over it. Everyone gets a bag. If you have to, put their name on it, but
that's a good
that
idea.
helps the younger group, or like your more shy group who might not lunge. I never lunged into the middle to get candy. I would take like the little Tootsie Roll that like got flown off on the side. I'm like, this is mine. And like, that's like all I would get. So,
I wasn't a lunger either. Like I'm not. Yeah.
No, I don't know why. Like you'd think I have a big personality and I would, but I didn't. I was like, oh, okay, y'all go ahead. I'll just stand over here.
Lily's like that too, actually. Like when she's at home, she's very, very territorial over her stuff. But if there's like other kids and like somebody grabs something out of her hand, like you can see in her face, she's like, but she'll like give it up. But she's like, okay.
Yeah. I don't want to
I want to be like, oh no, honey, like you can play with it too. Like, little Johnny, give her cat back or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Mama Bear starts to come out a little bit.
Yeah.
So now we talked about planning and the trends of birthday parties. Let's talk about some stories. Let's have story time. So right after the break, story time.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Imagine a world where potty training is fun, fast, and easy. Only pull-ups have Disney graphics that fade when wet to teach big kids to stay dry. So they're motivated to keep the music going.
I'm a big kid now. The sensitive teeth thing is getting old. Time to say goodbye to the pain, cause having sensitive teeth is just so lame.
Crest gum and sensitivity turns your ouch to ah. Hey!
80% of sensitivity starts at the gum line. Treat it at the source with Crest Gum and Sensitivity. Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
No matter what all the baby experts say, the perfect way to care for your baby is your own way. And that inspired our perfect diaper to be the softest ever with plant-based materials. Huggy Special Delivery.
Enjoying this show? Be sure to check out all the shows across the Podcast Entertainment Network, where there's a show for every interest. Visit www.podcastentertainment.com to browse through the full collection of shows. And now, back to the Imperfect Moms Club on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Welcome back. We're in our last segment. And at the end of this one, I am going to share with you a super easy but delicious ice cream recipe to use at all your next birthday parties. Like,
I'm
it is
so
good. It's so good. Like, I have a gallon up in my freezer right now. And every time I open my freezer, I'm like, oh, yes. Try not to eat it all. I have a couple stories. Well, the first one's really short. So I was trying to throw a surprise birthday party for my mom. And I think I was like 13 or 14.
Oh.
And I like got all of her friends involved. I'm like, okay, we're going to have this birthday party. I need you to show up at this time. And I wanted to make it like grown up. Like I thought like, okay, well, grown-ups all drink tea. So I'm like, everyone bring a teacup. Like, so I thought, so in my little brain, I'm like, well, obviously they drink tea because they're like women and they don't drink, Kool-Aid like I do. So I'm like, everyone bring a teacup. And it was supposed to be really cute. And like, everyone was supposed to sit around the table and they had like all these little fancy treats and like a lace tablecloth. And everyone was supposed to share like where their teacup came from. Like, was it your grandma's or whatever? But the thing was, the day before the party, my mom threw her back out.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the party was still on. I was like, Dad, I don't know if we should do it. And he's like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So Dad took her out to shop or to lunch or something. And everyone still showed up. And I was like, guys, I just want you to know my mom threw her back out. They're like, oh, okay. So we're all waiting in the room. And she comes through the door, just hunched over, like bent in half. And she's like, hi guys. And I felt so bad. Oh, so no. She like waddled over to her little chair and sat down, and she didn't get up for the rest of the party. She just sat there. And
I'm sure she was so touched. Like, that's so cute.
I just felt bad. I was like, oh, I bet she doesn't want anyone to see her like this, but I already did all the things and it's already like, oh, I felt so bad.
That's so, man, now I feel like a bad daughter. I've never thrown my mom a surprise party.
Hey, you still could.
I've never had a surprise party for myself either. And like, what's dumb is you can't ask for a surprise party.
No.
Like, people just have to like of their own. So like, I keep like, every year I'll like casually be like, I've never had a surprise party. But then like, Paul forgets everything I say like a second after I say it. So
yeah. My second little story I have, it's going to sound kind of bad, but now I get it. So to all my small business owners out there, like, I get it now, but I didn't get it then. Okay. So I had this friend who made cakes. Like, she was amazing. Like, her cakes were like in wedding magazines.
Oh, wow.
And she was like on the news. Like, her cakes were just like gorgeous cakes. They didn't even look like cake. They looked like floral arrangements. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to be in Canada for Claire's birthday. I'll ask her to whip me up a cake, and obviously I'll pay her. So my mom and I were Facebooking her at the same time, like messaging her in this group chat. So mom was sitting next to me on her computer and I was on my computer. And we were both looking at cake ideas and we're messaging this girl. We're like, hey, we'd really love to have a cake for Claire's birthday. She likes Peppa Pig. Here's a couple of pictures of ideas we like. It needs to be really small, just like 10 people, really small cake. And she's like, yeah, sounds great. I can do that. I'll put you in. We're like, great, awesome. She's like, all right, so that's going to be $70. And we both went, like, all the air in the room just got like sucked into our lungs. And like, we were already like really deep in the conversation and we weren't going to be like, oh, never mind. Like, we weren't going to do that. We're like, okay, you know what? We're just going to do it. We'll split it. I'll pay $35, you pay $35, whatever. Like in my mind, $70 for a little itty bitty, like 10-person cake was like crazy and astronomical. But now, like years later, I'm like, you know what? She was a small business owner. I don't know how much she was spending on fondant and the skills and the labor and all of that. So yeah, it was totally worth it. Like it was the most beautiful Peppa Pig cake I've ever seen in my life. It had Claire's name on it. Little Peppa Pig was like popping out. It was gorgeous, but I was like, okay, so we're going to be getting pull-ups for a birthday or something really simple because all of mommy's money is going into the cake. Yeah, so I mean, like if you want to support small business and you want to do that, like go for it. It's totally worth it. It was delicious. But if you're on a Walmart budget, just go to Walmart. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like, at least for me, I get kind of wrapped up in the idea that I need like the best or like best things for her. Like the cake needs to be like the really pretty and whatever. But like kids, like they don't care. Like as long as they're like having fun and, you know, like we've talked about this before, like as long as a kid feels loved and as long as they, you know, are supported and all these things, like they don't need, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. I get in my head a lot and then I'm like, oh, but you know, I could have done this with Lily, or I could have done this for Lily, or I could have like spent just a little more and made it better and whatever. But I mean, you know, she has a blast. Like everything we do, like even if it's like something super cheap, like she always like has a blast and she's a really happy kid. So like I must be doing something right, you know, even if I didn't spend a ton, even if I spent like $15 on Amazon for like all of her decorations and cups, like total $15, like, you know, she had a lot of fun. We, you know, she had all of her puppy dog pals pictures and we had like balloons. And of course she just wanted to play with the balloons. So they didn't stay up for very long, but you know, so I don't know. But we get into, you know, and then we look on Instagram and Pinterest and we see all these amazing things and we're like, oh man, like I want that. But then it's astronomically, you know, priced. So
yeah, like I love those balloon arches or like the balloon art people do. Yeah. Like, oh my word, it's so cool. And like, or like the really cool outfits, or maybe they have like a Disney princess come to the party, which sounds kind of fun, you know. And it's like, man, I wish I could do all those things, but you know, I just got to stick to what my budget is. And I mean, at the end of the day, the kid got cake and balloons. She's happy, you know. As long as Elsa was involved somewhere, she's happy.
Yeah. She's still like for a whole week afterwards, she kept saying it's my birthday. And then she was like, birthday cake. And then it was my birthday at the end of August. And she was like, birthday cake. And then she was like, happy birthday, mommy. Like it was just like, she just loves birthdays now. So, I mean, you know, she didn't even like seem to care that, you know, I mean, I still spent a good amount of money on the cake because as I've mentioned, it's my favorite part. But yeah, I don't know. We did a Puppy Dog Pals theme for her second birthday. So I did like a Puppy Dog Pals cake and it was just like a single sheet cake for like 10 people, but it had Bingo and Rolly on like the top of it and stuff. And so I don't know, it was really good. And she didn't smash in her face this time. She was very actually like there are some things that she's pretty messy, but I feel like if she knows it's messy, she knows to kind of be careful. So like cake, for instance, like she knows not to, you know, but yeah. The other day I gave her some yogurt and she like painted her face with it. She'd like never
it's a facial.
Before, and so she was like, oh, is this paint? And I was like, no, it isn't.
Well, it is now.
Yeah. So like that was a direct bath time.
Oh, that's funny. If you're going to throw a birthday party or if you're just having a bad day, I've got the best ice cream recipe for you. I call it a recipe. My husband laughs at me because it's not really a recipe. We'll call it an ice cream hack. It's so good. So you go to Walmart. I don't know why I'm talking about Walmart so much this episode because I love Target, but we're going to Walmart for this one. Go to Walmart, get the big tub of vanilla ice cream. Like, I don't know how much it is, just the big one. Get the big one. And then go to the cookie section and get any kind of cookie you want. Like I normally buy the like fake Oreos, the like big pack. It's like the vanilla and the chocolate ones. And so, but you can get any cookie you want. Okay, so then you leave your ice cream on the counter just enough so it gets like soft. Like you don't want it like liquid, but you want it kind of like a soft serve ice cream. Then take your cookies and you either smash them with your rolling pin, or last time I put them in my stand mixer and I just smashed them like that. And I actually kind of like them a little less smashed than like completely crumbled, but whatever. Then you just dump your ice cream in there and you let it mix, and you throw it back in the freezer after it's done mixing. And it is the best cookies and cream ice cream you will ever have in your entire life, or Keebler cookies or Girl Scout cookies, like whatever cookie you want, you throw it in there and you just like refreeze it, like let it refreeze for like, I don't know, a day. It's so good. It's so good. You got to try it.
God, that is really easy.
It's so easy.
Really easy. I'm like, I wasn't expecting it to be that easy, but like, yeah, I could totally do this like today.
Want to get in touch with the show? Email us at imperfect@podcastentertainment.com. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Imperfect Moms Club.